Hey, how's it going? It's about 9 o'clock on a Monday, and Bangkok is in full swing, getting ready for Christmas. This is the Sheraton Grand, right on the other side of Sukhumvit, Terminal 21, I'm sorry. And across the way is the El Gaucho Argentinian Steakhouse. I can't remember, I think it's usually lit up, maybe not quite that much. And the big Christmas tree at the ground level, Terminal 21, here at the Asok BTS station. The El Gaucho and the Westin Grand, they are on the corner of Sukhumvit Soi 19. And if you're looking for kind of a high-end jazz blues club, head into this Grand Sukhumvit Sheraton, and up on, I think it's the third level. I don't think it's up tonight, it's Monday, or maybe it's up there on the 4th. They have a pretty nice, I'll call it a jazz club. I've only been in there once or twice. A little pricey, Sheraton prices, but it's a nice change. And I don't really make it a habit to party at these higher end restaurants, but I'm seeing something called Zest Bar and Terrace up on, I don't know what that is, the 15th floor at the Westin. Right across from the steakhouse. I have a couple of favorite spots to get a nice, kind of affordable, semi-affordable piece of beef. No real Australian steak is super cheap anywhere in town, but this Argentinian steakhouse, it's probably at the higher end price-wise. But if you don't mind eating, say, a late lunch, I know around 3 o'clock when I've walked by, they have some kind of lunch special going on. Not too bad. Probably $50 will get you a nice steak dinner. And I'm sure you could double or triple that price during the dinner menu. And right as you enter the BTS Asok, right when you walk directly into Terminal 21, it's closed right now, but this is a Super Rich, TT. Those are two affordable names. I think it's Super Rich and TT. I know Super Rich at least. I think the other one's maybe TT Super Rich. I'm mixing them up. I haven't exchanged money in years and years and years, but I know Super Rich oftentimes has one of the best rates in town. Don't overly concern yourself if you're exchanging $200-300. I wouldn't walk 6 blocks out of the way to save $1.50 or $2, but you might as well get the best rate if you can. And maybe you'll save more than $1.50. I don't know. I haven't exchanged money in 8 years. But Super Rich is a good bet. There's different locations around town. Even at Suvarnabhumi down in the basement, I know there's a Super Rich. The only problem is if you arrive at midnight, 1 in the morning, well, the only ones that might be open are not giving the best rate. So certainly don't exchange $1,000 US or euros or any large amount of money at the airport. You're oftentimes not going to get a great rate. And I really just stuck my head in here to go to the little Japanese store. They have 150, 200 baht reading glasses. They're perfect for me until I scratch them up in a month. Pick up another couple pair. And I ran up to the top deck here, floor 6, the Terminal 21 movie theater. I seem to find myself in here the most. They have good deals on Sunday and Monday. There's one movie I'd like to see, but it doesn't start, well, it says it's going to start in 30 minutes, which means it'll start in 50 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to see it another time. Just bring patience when coming to the movies. If you have a 7:30 movie, it probably will go on closer to 8 p.m. So don't kill yourself getting here too early. Just tons of previews and ads, and if you get a little cold on the BTS, these movie theaters are kept about the same temperature. I like it, but I see a lot of, especially Thai ladies, kind of bundled up. Hey, it's about 5:30 p.m. and I'm at Benchakitti Park. I'm going to meet a buddy over here. We're going to hike around the park, and who knows where we'll end up. He's not here yet, so I'm going to do the loop around the water feature. I don't really care about how many steps it is or any of that. I carried mail my whole life. All I did was walk for a living, so I'm not a big step counter. I just walk for fun and exercise and As long as my my knees and hips are hanging out, I'll continue to do so. So I'm going to take a lap around the water here, and hopefully my buddy will show up by then. So I don't have a real schedule. I have no need to be out running around Bangkok at 9, 10, 11 in the morning, unless I want to make a day video, and then I push through it. And even then, oftentimes, I'll stay up all night. I'm just a night owl, so I'll edit video after I get home from hanging out with friends. Next thing you know, at 6 in the morning, I'll head out, do a video. It's getting hot at 9, come home, go to sleep. Rinse and repeat again at 3, 4 in the afternoon. So maybe I'm an oddball, but you're not going to ever hear me complaining about the Bangkok heat. It's just not an issue to me. And that grayish building off beyond the water fountain, that is the Queen Circuit Convention Center. The MRT station is also located right there. If you come up Ratchapisik, that's some expensive real estate. And then about that last building at the bottom there will be close to Soi 23 and the Soi Cowboy area. And here's a little mini stage and amphitheater. It looks like they've taken this skateboard ramp out of commission, but you will find ramps around town. I don't think lawsuits and all that kind of thing are such a big issue here in Thailand as the United States anyhow, so it's good to see a place for the kids to skate. I think if I cut through there, you can get on these different sky paths that kind of walk above a little, I'll call it like a rainforest area. Also, up here somewhere is the beginning of the Green Mile. It's just that, about a mile or a kilometer, something like that, that heads from here to Lumphini Park. And looking down the way, this is the way you'd get into the park if you came up Soi 10. Those buildings straight ahead are on Sukhumvit. And like I mentioned, other than the little dog park over there at the end of Soi 10, just certified guide dogs. That's all that's allowed in the park. And along with the large water feature over here, the park goes way off in that distance. And you can see how far it goes off over here. That's just a huge park. They built, and probably they built it within years. I've been in this park many times, but there, somewhere over here is a large, I'm going to call it a skywalk, that I want to get up and check out right now. I think I've only did little pieces of it. Plenty of families out getting a jog in and just enjoying the cooler evening. Yeah, if you come here at 1 in the afternoon, you'll probably have the park mostly to yourself, but that's for a reason. People ask in the comments about air quality here in Bangkok, and it is hit or miss. It's usually pretty good. Well, I'm just judging by looking out the window. I'm sure if you look at the whatever index, it might not be the healthiest air, but it is a city of 16 million people, so you're going to have some pollution. But there are days where you look out the window and it's just orangish and ugly looking. Yeah, those are days to avoid going outside, and if you don't have to. But it is nice that they have these large green belts right in the middle of the city. I'm sure that helps with the pollution a little bit. In Mexico City, Chapultepec Park, the huge park, I think it's like 10 times larger than Central Park. They call it the Green Lung because it does what it can to help with the pollution in Mexico City. Not that it's helping that much, but it's better than nothing. And all the trees are marked. And if that's your thing, very nicely manicured gardens. I'd guess there's 100 or more workers taking care of this park, probably more. In fact, this is where all the workers hang out, and I see just, I don't know what that is, 50 motorbikes. And I'm sure this is just a small part of the park staff. Bangkok does a really nice job, in my opinion, of having nice parks that take up valuable real estate. This is probably some of the most expensive real estate in all of Thailand, and it's been set aside for this public park. And it's nice to see all the kids in their graduation costumes, high school and college. This time of year, they come down to the park and get those memorable shots. I'm looking for the sign on one of these trees. This is just plumeria, what I had in my yard in California, and I always thought it was more of a Hawaiian thing, but I'm looking for, I'm sure there's a Thai name for that beautiful plant. I never had anything this large, but beautiful, beautiful smelling tree, or plant in my case. Nice clean restrooms and filtered water stations. That gentleman is, I assume, park police. And there's another park police, excuse me, right there. So keeping a nice eye on things. Now that bridge with the lights on it, that's what I'm trying to get to. So let me head down this way, kind of go with the flow here. And I hate I have to even mention this, but compared to parks in my beloved California, don't even think twice about safety issues or people living in the park. I know I might get a negative comment. I think I made a comment about that on Benchakitti Park, and one person was, how dare you talk about the homeless people in California and all. Well, hey, I lived in California 54 years. I think I'm entitled to have an opinion on the state of our parks in California, and they're not in good shape. Take this park and put it right in the middle of Los Angeles, and there'd probably be 1,000 people living in here and creating an unsafe environment. Here it's just the opposite. This is a place anybody, a single child, can come here and enjoy this park. Completely safe. And here's an observation and park navigation sign. And the skywalk. No bicycles on the skywalk, but I'm going to get up there and check it out. My buddy's lagging, so I'm just going to do my thing, and he'll show up when he does. I'm not sure where it ends up. It obviously goes off in the distance. So I'll maybe make a loop, come back around, and meet him back at the water feature. And there's another student. Good for them. Big accomplishment. I like that they're all putting their gear on and coming out and taking pictures. They should be proud. And this skywalk is a popular feature. If you see the blue on top of that building, it says the Center Point. That's the Center Point condo on Sukhumvit Soy 10. Just put that on a motorbike, get off there, and it'll just be a short walk to that side exit right by the dog park if you don't want to come all the way around to Ratchapisik. Different signs explaining public park versus forest park. Benjakitti Park, people think, is a new public park. It actually falls into the category of a forest park. The word park indicates that the area needs to be maintained and managed, while the word forest implies that life forms in the area can coexist and sustain one another as an ecosystem. And here's more examples of that exact ecosystem. They've built these cool paths, and there's all kinds of monitor lizards, wildlife, birds, all kinds of things to see. It's really a nice park. All kinds of folks, locals, teenagers hanging out, expats. It's a nice place to hang out when it cools down. All right, it's 6 p.m. I hear the Thai national anthem being played off in the distance. And there's another large amphitheater I was unaware of. Plenty of meeting spots. Maybe that was even some kind of a pitch, soccer field or something. It looks like now it's just grass. So that brings up a point. If you're in the BTS at 6 p.m. and they start playing the Thai national anthem, just come to a stop. It's probably good form to just come to a stop and not offend anybody. They also do it in the morning. I'm 8 o'clock in the morning, maybe. Not a morning guy, so I have no idea when they do it in the morning. I've just seen it once or twice. And these clouds are actually looking a little ugly. And I'm kind of way back here in the park now. I do carry a backpack and an umbrella and a little 7-Eleven rain guard. You have to, even in the non-rainy season, you just have to always be ready for a downpour. I like these little observation decks they've built all over the park. Perfect if you're a photographer or bird watcher. Just get right above the little marshy area. I think you could probably explore this park for, 5-6 hours and not hit every inch of it. It's just lots of trails, lots of things to see. I'm an Irish pub guy, but I don't mind getting out and enjoying a little bit of nature once in a while. This is actually really nice. Here's another sign talking about the different plants that help with the air quality and the coexistence of algae and fungi, are sensitive to pollution, on and on. Out of my league, but I do know that these trees help with the pollution in a small way. All right, my buddies just gave me a call, so now the only not problem, but there's no way to get up this skywalk, so I need to walk all the way to the edge and then backtrack and try to find him at the entrance to the park. I don't want to go back and double check what I've already seen, so I'm moving forward. And now I think those are the old tobacco sheds at the end of Soi 4. I think that's where we are right now. No shortage of jogging trails. I think, although I don't see a lot of bikes, I think there are some options for bicycles, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The old tobacco drying buildings. This one is being used for horticulture or whatever that is, and down the way some of the others are being used for hoops, pickleball, volleyball. So it's good to see they're being repurposed. This is the old, I forget what it was called, something, the government tobacco whatever at the end of Soi 4. It's now part of this beautiful park. So we left Benjakitti Park and now we're on the Green Mile, heading the 1 kilometer over towards Lumphini. And now we've made our way over to Lumphini Park. So we're going to head in, take a lap around. I think it's about 7:30. They have a lot of lights hanging from the trees, but they're off right now. We need to flip that switch. This would be a sight. They're all hanging down the way. And a nice little walk, a little over 1 kilometer from Benjakitti over to Lumphini. And then we'll probably jump on the MRT or BTS and head on back. They're building all kinds of set projects. I'm not sure if it's something here in Lumphini. They're not real buildings, just little facades, maybe for a TV show or don't know. But a lot of activity. And no chance in the dark of spawning one of the many monitor lizards in the park. Again, I wish these lights were on. That'd be a sight to see. And here's some of the paddle boats on one of the water features here at Lumphini. A little exercise in the park. And then I think it looks like it's being rehabbed. I think that's the bookstore. Not positive. So we were over at Lumphini. We walked over to Tania Walking Street. Gonna show my buddies the area. Maybe take a very quick run through Patpong and then head off and enjoy the evening. So here it is, Little Tokyo, Walking Street, Tania. It's a nice night. A little bit warm, but no rain. Now we made our way up to the Patpong night market. Just gonna take a quick run through here, and then my buddy's gonna head back up on the train, Saladang. Here's Shenanigans on the corner, one of my favorite Irish pubs. And this night market is a big morning market. It's all food, but at night it turns into hats, Gucci purses, anything you want to buy. And my buddies are staying over here on Soi 11, so we made our way back over here. It's about 11 p.m. That is Sugar. And right across the way is Hemingway's Bar and the lush rooftop. I've been to many YouTube meetups up there. We're gonna head up Soi 11. That's the old German beer house. And if you remember the beer garden area over here on the other side of Wine Connection, it's still all fenced off. I don't see any signs of construction, but I'm sure something's going to be happening soon. Wine Connection, popular spot here on Soi 11 and all over Thailand. Hey, so thank you so much for following along today. I really appreciate it. Consider following the channel, subscribing for more looks around Bangkok. Have a great evening.